Hello, and welcome to Disney's Dreamlight Valley. I hope you're all doing very well out there and that you are having a good weekend so far. So, first of all, my apologies for not doing any Disney Dreamlight Valley so far to date and for not really keeping my promise to release anything last week much other than Hogwarts Legacy. It was my first week back at work in some time, and as a result I was fairly tired, so I'm really sorry about that, but next week should be a better week. Also, I just want to quickly address the subject of Hogwarts Mystery very quickly. So this week, for anybody that is actually doing Hogwarts Mystery, you will know that they have released yet another side quests relating to the in relation to the so basically to the secret well, not so much to the secret what's it, but basically there's like the Sphinx Club, the Dragon Club, and all that, and basically last week they released the side quest related to the Sphinx Club. Unfortunately I wasn't able to complete the first week or the first one in time, which was why it was never put up. I was able to complete the Dragon Club, and I'm hoping to complete the Sphinx Club. So as I mentioned and that I was able to get a new phone, and thus far it's been a bit of an experience because of the fact that unlike previous Samsung phones, this is a relatively new one and it's got a touch of AI with it, and it seems to think with it that well, basically when you do it has, there's this new feature that it has, that when you recording, that if you have the volume too high it won't record, something that it never used to do in past versions of Samsung phones that I've had. And also, despite the fact that it tells you when you start recording that it will have access to your card details and things like that, and it will record that, for some reason or other, yesterday when I accidentally went to the process of the point of purchasing sort of like the gemstones, which I wasn't intending to do, it just stopped the recording, which meant I lost the actual recording, which I wasn't very happy about. So in effect that is a complete and utter piece of baloney, as the expression goes, in obviously some parts. So I do intend to put it up, but unfortunately in a lot of the areas of when I do put them up, the recordings are not going to be fantastic, so there'll be parts of it that will be missing, but there's enough there for you to gather what it's about. What I am going to be doing going forward is that I've obviously become very so I've kept it at a volume where obviously I won't lose the recordings, and I'm keeping an eye on exactly so I'm keeping an eye on exactly to make sure that it is recording okay, so that I don't lose any of that. And I was doing pretty fine up until that point where I accidentally went on to the purchase bit and then lost that bit of recording. So as I say, I'm not particularly happy. I mean, the alternative is that I just completely don't complete this quest at all, and I completely restart when it comes back out and then do it then. By which time I should have figured out everything completely. And also I should have the PC up and running by that point, and I can do it from the PC rather than on there on the phone. I'm not very happy though, to be honest with you, with Hogwarts, the developers of Hogwarts Mystery, if I'm going to be honest, because there's been no Beyond Hogwarts storyline for some time now. I can't fully blame them because of the fact that, essentially, I think it is more to do with Warner Brothers than it is to do with them, but because they made this statement about, Hogwarts Legacy has come out, it proves that everybody wants to be in Hogwarts. And essentially, everybody's gone potty with this idea that, everybody wants to be in Hogwarts. And I'm sorry if it comes across that, I'm being about it, but everybody so far that I've seen in the comments on the social media for Hogwarts Mystery is complaining about the fact we're not getting enough storyline for the Beyond Hogwarts. Especially in terms of like the side quests and things like that, it's so, they've made such a grand fuss about last year about going beyond Hogwarts, and now we just seem to be spending more time back at school in Hogwarts rather than actually beyond it. So I'm beginning to think, what is the point? I'm only continuing because obviously I do still love the game to a degree, but yeah. Well, anyway, I don't want to make this episode into a rant. The whole point of this episode is to do my dream snap for the current challenge this week. So if we go to it, it is basically Hoppy Days. So obviously some may ask, why is it called Hoppy Days? Well, obviously it's in reference to the Easter Bunny. It's a bit of a weird one, this one, because some would question, why are we going with Hoppy Days? Well, to be honest with you, I honestly think that given that we got the Spring Bunny Bundle and the Hoppy Spring Topiary, and then to top it off, we then got the Eeyore Bunny ears and tail this week. I just think it's rather odd that they decided to do. I think they could have done the outfit challenge for 2 weeks in a row and then done a decor challenge this week. I don't think it would have hurt to have just slightly changed it around a bit. They have done this before, where they've done a 2-week decor challenge and then an outfit challenge, so it wouldn't have hurt them to have done it this way. It's bizarre, but anyway, what I've decided to do, I'm going to go up to so although it's the peaceful meadow, or Meadow Island as they're calling it, let's just so they call it the Meadow Island, but I've actually started referring to it as Toontown Island. Purely because of the fact that obviously, as if you would have seen in my previous builds, or my quick visits to what's it that it's I've been calling it I'll deal with that all afterwards. So right, so what I want to do is get rid of these. I'll leave those, I think, in there. So, ironically, we do actually have some cherry blossoms, or a cherry blossom tree growing outside. Or we actually have a cherry blossom tree actually outside our, well, actually just outside where I work. Right, so let's just get rid of these. I'll probably just leave one of these down somewhere just in case I decide to. Alright, let's just move this over here. Oh, actually, let me just, because this would make a great basket for, maybe put some eggs around. So I'm going to take, I mean, these aren't really kind of Easter, if I'm going to be honest, so I'd kind of rather take these out. I might use some of like the little, I might actually try and use the, so the eggs that we obviously collect for the, to make the balloons and the, obviously these, I might actually, right, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these. Actually, I don't. Get rid of these as well. Right, okay, so what I want to do now is to, technically I don't kind of need this. This is more of an autumn item. I might actually use that for something. So let's, right, so keep this pressing the wrong button. So one of the things I found is the best way to do this is to actually if you can't actually find something specifically, is to actually just look for the tag as well now. So when you filter it, it's just look for the tag rather than just look for the. Actually, you know what? Before I just what's it? Let's just. No, don't customize. I want this first. Right, so can I move this a little further over here before I can. So one of the great things about when you're doing a decor dream snap is that sometimes if it has a tag in it specifically that, you know, for example, in this instance, it said to include Rapunzel, you don't necessarily need to show that item necessarily in there. Now, technically, sometimes the one thing about Dreamsnaps is that a lot of people will not necessarily look at the dream snap. They'll just vote for something that they'll just vote for it speedily and then move on. They won't necessarily look at it properly necessarily. I'm not saying that everybody does that, but that's just, you know, what some people will do. So if you've got a thing, so for example, the trees that I've just got out here, for example, somebody like MrStarinSky has just recently shown that you can actually use these in a sort of like a line like this way, where you can use it to build a, like a, if you haven't got the so if you haven't got like this hedge here, so I mean it's a hedge from the Alice in Wonderland maze, which most of you probably might be able to get from the premium shop when Alice in Wonderland comes in the update. I don't know, because I know that the characters can actually sit down on these. The thing about this is I might actually go in a little further with this than before when I take the photo. I might try if I can to do that little trick that I did before with the robot, sort of like where I'm bending down a bit as well. Now, obviously, I won't get the photo done in the actual this actual episode, so the actual finished one will probably you'll see as the thumbnail for the actual episode when it goes up. And I'm actually thinking of maybe using Oswald as the potential, because it makes sense to use an actual rabbit as it is meant to be based on Easter, and I don't probably suspect most people would have thought of using Oswald. So I probably might. I'll leave that there for them. I don't know. Right, okay, so let's... Right. Let's just move these over for now. I'm probably not going to keep these here, but... Okay, so where's the what's this right now? Now, can I use this on here? Oh, I can. Now, I don't think I'll probably... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I'll probably use anything else on that. So what I think I'll do is I'll bring these forward. I think these can actually do their own... Let these actually speak for themselves. Technically, at this time, I mean, it's ironic that actually I've actually just started seeing daffodils suddenly appearing. In some of the shops. Normally they start to appear around about January. Now I don't know, I mean, if I'm standing about here, if I was to put that basket over here, I could probably actually, yeah, if I put it there. Yep, perfect. Oh, I actually put the eggs in the... Okay, not a problem. I mean, I could actually, if I just slightly move that fountain in, just get it in there. I mean, this is just an excellent background. You think about that. because if you look, sorry, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. If you actually look at that background there, this is why I do pretty much most of my Dreamsnaps on what I'm now calling Toontown Island, because it's got the perfect backgrounds for it. Now because I want to get that tail in there, if I can do what I did with the robots by sitting down here, it will look good, and have Oswald in this time. I don't know if I could get away with it twice. Anyway, let's... Right, so... it's a shame that the eggs can't actually go in the... actual bucket. Yeah, it's a shame. I don't know if I'm going to need that many. Okay, so let's... Alright, so let's move that there for the minute. As I don't know exactly how far I'm going to be standing, I'll just go there for now. Kind of put that as a kind of barrier line there. Yeah, that's a little... Oh, excuse me, I do beg your pardon. That's a little too far. Let's just take it a notch back. Right, so I do love using the peacocks in these pictures. That's a little better. The reason I love using them is because they are so bright. It's not that I don't like the figment topiary. I do love the figment topiary, but the peacock ones are really more bright and vibrant. And also, I live not too far away from Kew Gardens here in London, and the peacocks will be. There are peacocks in Kew Gardens, and if you go at this time of the year, this is the time when they start to really show the plumage, as you see them, the way they have them there, and it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. I think I just got a few years ago. I actually went with a couple of friends, and I just missed out on getting a really stunningly beautiful picture of a peacock in, you know, in full, showing its full plumage, as you see it there. So that's that's the reason why I like to watch it here. Now I'm not kind of really sure about the outfit that I've got on, but I will show you the reason why I've gone for it, because if you look at the tags that you've got here, the higher you get it, the better. As you can see, traditional was highlighted in a more lighter colour blue, which means that it's kind of more expected than what's it? I mean, obviously lavish and playful is essential, which is why it's quite high. But I really wanted to go for the Eeyore ears and tail. Obviously the Monsters Inc. jacket kind of match the ears and the tail, and while the boots do kind of match that look as well, they don't give you the traditional tag, which is why I've got the blue shoes on. Rather than go with the blue scale trousers or pants as they're called in America, I've actually gone with the pink ones because I wanted something a bit kind of slightly different. But if you notice, just below the knee length, there's like a shade of blue there that kind of matches the actual shoes. And I've gone with the green t-shirt there as well, just underneath, and a red kind of neckerchief kind of thing, just to bumper up that traditional tag as well. I know there is a blue version that you can actually get of that, but I wanted to go with the red because the idea is that we're meant to be shown off in the challenge. Oh, hello, Mickey. Obviously, in the challenge, we are kind of meant to be showing off some fun, bright outfits that celebrate the season. I mean, obviously, as you can see there, somebody's wearing the sort of Wreck-It Ralph all-in-one outfit there with the actual Eeyore ears and that. Somebody I actually have seen in an inspiration is actually wearing an actual sort of like the candy coloured coloured skirts over these trousers, which I think is a great idea in essence. So, but you know, I'm happy with what I've got here. But as I say, I'm going to try and go for that shot where I'm kind of on my knees, and I've got the Easter egg and the bucket in front of me, and then try and have it there as well for Oswald, because I think I'm going to have Oswald in there. And then, you know, the story behind it is going to be is that, you know, Oswald and I are actually hiding the eggs for, you know, probably like Stitch or Vanellope to come. What's it? So I might actually let Vanellope and Vanellope and Stitch onto the island in the hopes that maybe they might come into the picture. So that's another reason why it might not go up straight away. I mean, the video will be uploaded today, and it will probably actually be put up today as well. So I'm not going to go overly mad actually on the background scenery here, purely because, you know, there isn't too much in the way. What's it there? I think that speaks enough for itself. It's an Easter celebration. So in itself, you know, these certainly. So if I was, you know, cover these just in a little bit with, oh, I didn't mean to put that away then. I've done it again. It's just to cover these little spaces in between the set. Well, as I say, just so I probably might actually just tuck that in there. Yeah, so yeah, if I do it from about there, I think that's enough to just get the essence of what I'm looking for. As I say, it just says everything I need to do. I might just move the luminescent flowers out a little bit just so it's not too crowded. I know that from what I've seen of Reddit reviews that some people don't like too much overcrowding in terms so yeah, I might just move these out a little bit just to uncrowd it a little bit. So just say just about, just maybe go about here. The thing is, it's when you're in camera mode, it's a different story. So yeah, so that's fine. It's not too overcrowding. Yeah, so that'll be about fine. If I'd had left it where it was, it would have been too crowded. I'm not bothered about the fountains, whether they're in there or not. fact, was it even in there? Well, that side wasn't, so I might need to just bring that in a bit. Do you know what? I think I've got a better idea. Let's just take them out. That would solve the whole idea, solve the whole problem then. So this is the issues now, is going to be getting this perfectly right. So yeah, that's just going to be the issue, is getting that perfectly right now. So now that that's all set and ready, obviously it'll be just a case of getting those pictures taken, which I will do once. So let's just remove these. So 20 seconds, I believe. Well, basically the Wednesday after Easter is when we're expected to get the Alice in Wonderland update. So this Wednesday, which is the 16th, so actually no, it won't be the 22nd. I don't know why I'm saying the 22nd for. Let's have a look. Where are we? So it'll be, so basically this should be the 23rd, so I'm actually a day out, so it'll be the 23rd basically. Probably could have left the that actual chair in there. To be honest, I'm not sure I like those chairs. I mean, they do give a kind of the 1960s space vibe. Oh, I should have left that out actually. Have I got one here? I was going to say, I'm sure I've got the summer one, spring one out here. Do I want to use this in here? It's a little bit big, to be honest. I'll leave it there for now, and I might look into whether I want to use that or not. Yeah, so yeah, so when you're doing a dream snap, one of the great things about especially if you do get this hedge from Alice in Wonderland, is that you will be able to hide great deal of tagged items related to the actual so for example, obviously you've got in the current Dreamsnap lavish and wondrous and that kind of thing, so you'd be able to hide a lot of those right behind those right just behind those sort of things. I mean, even the you know, you could probably use the Lion King vines and that, like I did in the Lost Oasis. Let's actually just get rid of that. We don't need that. Oh, those are the little small eggs. I could probably use those. So let me leave that there for the minute and I'll figure out how I'm going to use those. I'll get rid of that for the moment. Yeah, so as you can see, this is how I've obviously spaced it out. And then what I've obviously then done is hidden a lot of sort of like so then obviously what I then did was obviously in the decor challenge is I used the cute and the so if I actually go to, I do wish it wouldn't do this. You know what, I'm not going to even. So if I just go to so the current one is at the moment just spring things. Actually, you know what? I haven't actually even voted yet this week. Right, so this is my current submission. So as you can see, what I've done is behind the beautiful Merida stone fence in there, well, I shouldn't say fencing because it's not made of wood, but basically behind that there's some flowers that I've put behind there, so you can just see some of them poking above there. And one of the great things about the update with Aladdin and Jasmine is we learned that we can put the trellises, wooden trellises, up against walls, and you know, obviously as you can see, we can put them up against the actual as you see up against the actual hedges there as well. Which is amazing because it really changes how we can decorate as well. I mean, we probably could have done that before, and you know, I actually noticed in when we've been able to get the Easter eggs from the Beauty and the Beast realm, I actually realised that, you know, they're actually up against some of the hedges in there, and I just thought, why didn't I notice that before? So it does make a huge difference, actually, you know, just say, you know, having that, what's it, and, you know, for those of you that, you know, saw my decoration of the peaceful meadow in Plaza, you know, you would have noticed that I've used them up against the walls, castle walls, that I did for that. Speaking of which, I haven't forgotten about the decorating of the peaceful meadow. Now I will be finishing that. It's just that I've been trying to get the tree pergola, and for some reason or other, I haven't been able to get it. So it's not that I'm not trying to not get it. or it's that I've forgotten about it. I am going to finish it, but unfortunately the plan that I tried to do, because I wanted to build a whole like a garden section around that, but I just cannot. I'm just trying to rethink how I'm going to do it without that, because unless I get it in the update with Alice in Wonderland, I don't see how I'm going to be able to do it, because I had this real clear vision of what I was going to do with it, and then because I've literally logged in every day for the last 3 weeks to get it, and I've literally got nothing new whatsoever from any of from Scrooge's shops. So I'm not going to lie, I'm not overly happy about the fact that anyway, so anyway, yeah, so I will be getting back to the decorating of the peaceful meadow, and I will be obviously trying to show you how to do the sort of like the pond feature things with the touch of magic as well. I just need to actually find out how I need to do it so that I can do it actually in video. So that will be coming soon. So please don't think I've forgotten. I am going to do it. So I think I'm actually just going to finish it up here, but just to quickly finish on what I was saying about the Dreamsnaps, I think that people are kind of starting to realise now that the importance of moonstones and how they can help you get things from the premium shop.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Goofy. If you if you you know, doing Dreamsnaps does actually, with getting moonstones from Dreamsnaps, does actually help you with getting things from the actual premium shop. It makes a huge difference, and obviously you can see that I don't have a great deal of moonstones there at the moment. That's because I've spent them on the items that you see there. I'm not getting the Alice in Wonderland outfit purely because of the weird proportions of the outfit from what I've seen from other people. My sister bought it for her avatar, and it just looked weirdly out of proportion. I was going to get it for my sister's avatar that she designed for me to use if I decided to use it in a dream snap, and I just thought no. Just no. So something tells me they might have to redesign it a little bit later on. If they do, then I'll get it then, but for the moment I'm not going to. And you know, I think it'll probably go down in price at some point. I mean, I would kind of like to get this as well at some point as well. I might actually unhook this here, to be fair. I just it's just at the moment there's just nothing in the that I can think of that really requires me to have that, and it'll come back around again at some point if I'm going to be honest. I've actually got that, so I don't need to worry about it. So the Adventurers Out balloon basket, I mean there was a whole fuss made about getting this. You know, everybody said, oh, get this, it's going to be really great for Dreamsnaps, and then I hardly see anybody use it. So but anyway, yeah, so that's just, you know, from my point of view, that's a suggestion. Some other content creators have said the similar thing, you know, having higher tags, I think, does actually help you get a higher potential chance of getting votes in your Dreamsnaps. So there are content creators out there like Sorrow, StarInSky, probably Senpai. I don't know if anybody like Oscar's Cozy Corner and that have done them, but they do give you suggested ideas as how you could do good stream snaps. So if you're looking to improve your dream snaps to get more moonstones to spend in your premium shop, then those are the content creators to go to for now. But for the moment, I'm going to end it here. I hope you all have a very good week. I will hopefully get another episode out before Easter. Until then, goodbye for now and happy gaming.